Hello, Vidargavia here, and welcome to another episode from the Foolcraft server here. Craftinomical, guys. Modern Minecraft 1.12, and yeah, we're standing where we finished last time, in the cloche room. I've changed it up a bit so that it actually works now. I've installed the wires on top so it now gets power from the top, and I added levers here because some things I don't want to produce more of at the moment, and I don't have anything else at the moment to put in here, but this one is still on, the Ender Lily one, and we have a ton of stuff, right? I've not even put any upgrades in most of this stuff, so there's 4,000 of these things, and then we have 16,000 coffee beans and 16,000 of all the things here that are upgraded. We have 16,000. Except the melons for some reason. I'll have to check what that is about. Maybe I never did melon. That is quite possible actually. Okay, anyway guys, today I have had a request to detail myself or get deep into silenced gems and try and explain how this mod works and how you can get tools such as these, which is a supercharged Katana Heliodor Paxel, which has aerial 4, Lighten 4 and Reinforce 2 on it, and also of course Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 5 and Silk Touch. And that just mines things like there's no tomorrow. If we go down and mine a bit, I'll show you. It's insta-mining, it's all shiny. I will go through silent gems basically, guys. That is my plan, and then we'll go and do something else. So, the first thing to note is that there is a book. You get it when you start the pack. And I should say this, Silence Gems is not in Foolcraft 3, but we have added that and Silence Extra tools or whatever it's called as well. So the book will tell you most of the things you need to know, okay? But I will tell you as well. So while you're mining in the world, you will find gems. I think almost 50 gems. There's a lot of them, right? And you will find them duplicating if you process them in a pulverizer. The ore. So that's the best way to do that, right? Now the gems, they all have various properties. So they have a base harvest speed, harvest level, attack speed, melee damage, magic damage, protection, and durability, and charge speed. And enchantability as well, right? And the enchantability determines how many of the enchantment tokens you can put on them. And when it comes to tools, there are some interesting variants here, but you can create all the normal tools just like an axe, for instance. That's just like a normal axe, but you replace the iron or whatever for gems. You can also create bows. That's a little bit more involved. You create them like this, and then there are some variants here. Daggers are super quick weapons that do a little bit less damage. Katanas are quicker and do less damage than swords. Machetes do more damage but are slower. This is a Paxel. Now Paxels are really good because they free up inventory space for you. This acts as any tool except a hoe. There are also Tomahawks, which are a throwing weapon. And my plan is for us today to create a Tomahawk because I haven't tried them and I want to. So we need 4 gems for that. And we could just take any 4 gems, but we want of course something with high damage. And the way to find something with high damage is to basically go through all your gems, look at the melee damage there. I think even if it's a thrown weapon, it'll be affected by melee damage. So we have rubies here with 6, and also pyropes. That's the best so far, I think. And what I usually do is I just usually go through all of these and find the best ones. And the best ones I've found for pickaxes and tools is Kyanite and Heliodor. They have the highest mining speed, and one of them is, if you combine these two in a tool, one of them also has really decent durability. The best thing I've found for a sword is onyx. There are some more as well that are good, but or as good, but onyx is what I have the most of, so that's why I have made my sword out. Funny to me, guys, because onyx is the name of one of my cats as well, so I made a sword out of a cat. Anyway, as you can see, there are supercharged and normal versions of things, right? So if let's say we want to make a ruby katana, we take some ruby gems here and we make a supercharged ruby gem, like so. So we need chaos essence and a bit of glowstone, right? And I want to make a fair few of these, because of course we don't want to make just any old katana. We want to make a really good, sorry, tomahawk. We want to make a good one, right? So let's take all of these, in fact. I'm sure you say to yourself, but V, you only needed 4. Yes, that's true, but we want to also grade our gems. We want to use the material grader here to grade our gems. And I've figured out you can probably automate this thing. You can put things here in the chest. You can just suck out whatever you put in initially, and it'll grade, and then it'll go back into the same chest again. And it won't be taken out again, because once you grade things, they don't have the same MBT data as the original. And the grader basically goes through quite slowly here. And what it does is it grades your gems. So this is a grade C. And if you compare that to a normal one, you will find that it has increased values here. So the melee damage is 9.54, and on a ungraded one is 9. So that's higher. Now there are grades from E up to A. Then there are 3 really good grades: S, SS, and SSS. And those are really rare. The normal grading you get is C or B. That's like the average. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the 4 best ones I get here. That's what we're going to make the tomahawk out of. Alright, so we're done here. We have a grade A. I think we're going to have some onyx in this as well. So let's take 2 of these and 2 onyx. Because obviously that is what I made my katana from. Oh my days. And I know that is a good material. So I've done a ton of these. And I have some S here, I think. Yeah. So let's do 2 S's of that and 2 of that. And the tomahawk requires 2 gold rods. They're easy enough to make, so let's just see. I think I have some already. And the thing is, you can combine any gems here in this mod, and they'll sort of average out the stats on them, but they'll also sometimes get added bonuses because you mix and match. You just have to try things out here with that. The melee damage on this thing is 8.14 at the moment. So I'll say that's good. And let's see how this thing works. Oh, it works like a bow, you might say. Okay, so that flies away. I'll never find it again. That went really far, actually. Oh, it's back in my hand. Oh, that's nice. Why is there 2 there? Oh, do I have like 2 uses of it? Oh yeah, and then I can pick it up again. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's that. Now, the next thing you need to know about Silence Gems is that you can put enchants on your stuff, on any stuff, but more specifically on the Silence stuff in this case, with enchantment tokens. And it's a really nice way to not have the random stuff going on with normal enchanting, or having to faff around with machines. So, for instance, you can take a token, 3 rubies and 2 violet sapphires, and you get a Silk Touch token. You can just put that on any old pick or whatever you want to put it on. But for this one, we of course want to have sharpness, if I can find it here. There we go. Sharpness. So we want to have, if you look on these, you can see that the max level is 5, just as in vanilla. So we want to have 5 of these tokens. Like that. Yeah, if you remember, this thing now does 8.14 damage. Once we put these on, it'll do 11.14, so that's nice. It's very cool. Alright, I just put Unbreaking on it as well. Well, I can get back to enchants later, guys. But for now, the next step we want to do is we want to empower this with a soul. If you look here on this one, or even better on the Katana Paxel, you can see that it has aerial, focus, chill, lighten, sharpen, and reinforce, and mending on it as well. And you can see that it has the elements wind and flora. That is because I have imbued it with a soul gem. And soul gems is these soul gems are things you find as drops when you kill mobs. And basically you can see that each one has 2 elements: fauna and ice, flora and water, venom and fauna, lightning and fire, and so on and so forth. Now, what do you do with all of these things? Well, you go to the manual, and you look up souls and skills and soul skills, and then here it specifies what each skill does that you can get. Now you get the skills randomly on your tools while you use them. However, the elements that you put in your soul gem makes it so that some are favored, right? So if we want to have reinforced, for instance, we want a soul gem with earth or metal on it, and so on. And reinforce increases durability, lighten increases harvest speed, and so on. And there are some interesting ones here. Harden increases protection, for instance, and let's see here. Tag gives you the glowing effect on mobs that you hit. This one is interesting. Skull Collector, it gives you extra head drops, and so on. Mending, you can get Mending this way, because if you get Mending from an enchanting token, it requires a Wither Star, like that. And you don't want that, so you can try and get something with Flora and Alien on it, and you will probably end up with Mending as you go along. Aerial is also very handy for once you can fly, because that increases the speed at which you mine when you're flying. Okay, so maybe we want Sharpen and Tag. Tag seems interesting. So Venom, Alien, and Sharpen had Fire and Venom. So we should definitely look for something with Venom on it. I think I have some things here. That one, for instance. Cave Spider. I only have one of them, though. Let's go for Zombie and Cave Spider, maybe. To do this, you need 4 gems, and you also need a soul shell. Soul shells are made with glass and a diamond. Like that. No problem. And then you take your shell, and you just place them around like this. Hopefully this should say now Venom and Monster. Yes, there we go. So then, what you do is you just basically take the tool and the soul gem, and you combine them together, and now you can press S, and you will see what things it'll have. So this will have plus 15 durability and plus 8 melee damage. That's alright. The interesting thing is how you get the skills. You get the skills by using the weapon. So for instance, if I go down here and find Ocean Phoenix, I can throw my Tomahawk at her, just to try it out. She won't die, I think. There we go. Hey, don't hit me. Anyway, that's how it works. That's how that works. And the more you use the weapon, the more skills it'll get. And as you can see, I've been mining a fair bit with this thing. It's very easy when you have Vein Ore Miner. So I have all of the skills probably that I can have on this weapon or this tool. Alright, so that's the hard facts about Silence Gems as far as I know them. If you know anything else, or if you have any comments about that, just let me know in the comments, guys. For the rest of this episode, I want to actually design this room. This is going to be our Silence Gems room, and I want it to look mighty snazzy, guys. While I get some ideas about that, I want you to watch this. This is me and Ocean just checking out some things around town earlier on today. I just broke my wall, didn't I? There we go. So I'm really interested in this compressed sugar block. Why do you have that here?
Well, I discovered it and I thought, oh, that looks kind of cool. And then I figured the colors match this color.
It does, yeah, I know.
Building really well.
It really does, yeah.
Coincidentally, I'm just trying to work at it. I've tried using it as like corner blocks and stuff. I don't think it. I'm trying to find a way that I can use it.
It's the edge. The edge is really sharp on it, and I think that's the problem here. Or part of the problem. I think they look exactly like overhead counters for a kitchen or something like that. But also you can chisel it probably, or chisel and bits it. So.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so I need to ask you some advice before we start.
Okay.
What do you think of these?
Of the slope?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was assuming you could run up them, but you can't.
Yeah, you should be able to. So they're from carpenter's blocks.
Yeah.
But you can't make them yet. I think carpenter's blocks for 1.12 is just really new, and I don't even know why it's now included in the pack. Because
I noticed that not even all of the carpenter's blocks are included. Like, there's no slabs or stairs.
No, and there's no recipe for these slopes, right?
Yeah.
So I cheated these in, just to try them out, and I don't think they're working yet.
I think it looks strange because of the line is missing. Like
the line is supposed to be missing, I think, but you can fix that though. You can add the other block instead. But it looks fine there, right? But if you come over here and look, it looks really wonky. Yeah, I just don't think they're finished.
The corners.
Yeah, just because suddenly the texture is suddenly, I don't know, turned around or something like that. Just because the block is turned around. It's a bit of a strange one, I think. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go with make some chisel designs and just add that instead.
Long-term Project E, I want the EMC thing, and it involves having a bunch of these shards.
Oh, does it?
And I'm like, can I just grind for money and buy them, or do I have to actually go and scour countless end cities trying to find enough?
That's a good question. Yeah.
Because the thing with EMC is that maybe multiple people going for it, but really, it's really hard to set up. And if one person does it, then we can duplicate the items for anyone else that wants it. So it might be worth collaborating on if there's other people that want it. My long-term idea was to set up a shop where people could come and craft their own items for a fee, and I would provide the EMC. But maybe
no, that's cool. If you want to make a shop out of it instead, that's also good.
It's a very long-term project.
Yeah, it seems sort of endgamey EMC or Project E. Sorry. Thinking of shops, right? This village is kind of an eyesore.
That's true. You could take out the village.
Yeah, and if you look on the claimed chunks map, you can see that there is a 3x3 claimed right here that is meant to be for something, right? And why not make it a shopping district?
What, are you thinking like actually a shopping center, like one big building with loads of small shops inside it?
That could be a cool idea. Yeah, for sure.
It could be actually, yeah. I mean,
but
it'd be a
I'm guessing
build.
As well, though, you want to sort of get going with your shop.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still working on the supermarket. I've not ditched that idea.
No.
That again is going to take longer than this shop would probably. Knowing me, I get distracted easily, and I take longer than I need to. But
I mean, we can redo the claims as well if we want to sort of have some smaller shops out front, and then like a road in and leading down into a parking garage. You can claim some other chunks around it here to make the actual shopping center if we want to. And it doesn't have to be massive. There's only like 15 people on the server, so let's say that each person wants 2 shops. That's counting high, right?
Yeah.
So then that means we need to have 30 small shops somewhere. You know, that's not massive. Oh, by the way, I made a new sword today. What do you think of this?
That's pretty cool. What's the wither weapon thing?
That makes it so that when you hit somebody, they get the wither effect.
What does the tip do again?
The tip increases damage by 2.
And the level, is that because it has a soul gem thing on it?
Yeah. So if you hold it and press S, you can see what skills it has. But you can see it better on my Paxel if you take that.
Sharpen and focus. Okay, and what's AP?
So the skills have action points. Basically, you need to charge up your weapon in the altar every now and again for it to actually have those skills. Or you can watch my next episode. You can watch this episode that you're now being part of because I'm recording. And you'll find out all about Silence Gems. Yeah, so something like this is what I have in mind. Some red twisted concrete, some garnet blocks, and some encased towerwood blocks from Twilight Forest. Now, I also want to incorporate some gold. But I think we're going to chisel some of this stuff up. Chisel and bits it up. And that way we're going to get the gold in here. Gold goes really well with the encased towerwood. And also, of course, red and gold is a classic, right? And I placed the pylons here around on all sides except for this one here. And I wanna really automate the garnet, the grading. Like completely automated, so that whenever there are gems, because there's no reason to not have graded gems, right? If you can grade them, except for time. So really, whenever there are gems in here, I would like them to become graded automatically. In the end, and I think we're gonna have that up here as well. But actually, I'm feeling like I can't really figure out how to do that. So if you have any ideas, let me know, guys. Let me know. Anyway, let me put the walls up here, and we might do some chisel and bits stuff together here. All right, so this is what we got here. Then we have an ebony floor. I'm not sure about the roof, guys. It's a type of type of X-tones block. I really like the walls here, and what we're doing here with this is we're chiseling here a little bit on here. I don't know if I can chisel here. Can't, and the reason for that is that there's a block here, a chaos pylon, so I might move them forward a little bit. But yeah, the chiseling is super simple, very basic stuff. It's just put a bit there, go to line, and draw a line all the way here, like that, and then go back to bit and do 2 up, like a square like that, and then 1 on the end there. Then we're gonna do something here as well, I guess. Let's first of all, with the corners here, let's first of all just fill in these. It looks a little bit like some sort of weird red mirror here, but that's fine by me. How about we do that? That could be cool, and it looks super tacky, guys, and that's the kind of the point here. So then we go for the other end of the block. That'll be there, no, not there, and yeah, I just go around like this, and I'll tell you what, guys, just some bits. It's addictive stuff. Okay, you can keep doing this for hours, or I can at least, and then yeah. All I have to show for it are a couple of blocks worth of stuff, you know. But I do love chisel bits more and more, actually, as well. So I'm happy with that. Let's see here. Let me do this one off camera, and I'll show you the final results. All right, guys, this is what we got. I'm still not completely sure about the roof. Let me know if you have any ideas for that. But man, I love this. Really tacky, actually. But it feels mysterious, magical, and things like that, I think. The black floor really settles it, and yeah, I like it. And yeah, so there are some chisel works here, around here, like you saw before. I added this symbol. Now this symbol is actually from Michael Moorcock. Oh, it's not quite finished either. I need to add some more bits to them. Let's see, this one is finished, yeah. It's the symbol of chaos in Michael Moorcock's books, Elric books and things like that. So if you haven't read them, you should check them out. But anyway, so chaos, suitable for the silent stuff, which deals with chaos ores and things like that. Anyway, guys, I hope you found this useful with the silent gems, and I hope you found the room nice. Let me know how you think it's going in the comments, and I will see you next time. Whoops. Bye. Yep, bye.